Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. Thank you so very much for dropping by this video and specifically this channel. This channel's a little radical. Its current name is The Path of Christ, Jesus Without Religion. Is such a thing possible? Is it possible to be into Jesus without being into religion? Well, I am, and I'm not the only one. So this channel is going to be an exploration of what that is, what religion is, and what Jesus is without religion. And I think most importantly, what's the path of Christ? What is the way of life, the way of being that Jesus taught? Because ultimately, any good religion is going to teach people how to live. And so a few of the topics that are going to be explored on this channel, that's the main one, the overriding theme, Jesus without religion. A few topics that are going to be explored on this channel, Christian universalism, what early Christians believed, the idea that everyone would inevitably be saved. Theosis, they also believed by early Christians and some modern Christians, that the essence of the teaching of Christ was to teach us how to become more like Christ, literally more like God. Look it up. It's a pretty amazing word, theosis. I'm also going to explore some what I call spiritual approaches to the teachings of Christ, such as the original 12-step program, very unrelated to the modern version of the 12-step program. The Oxford group, which was based on the idea of surrendering to God and being guided by God, having our whole life dedicated to being, okay, God, what would you have me do next? And doing it. And then, okay, God, what's next? And then doing it. Literally being guided by God moment by moment. Going to look at the teachings of Bruno Gröning, hands down the greatest Christian who ever lived, the most Christ-like being I've ever heard of, and I don't use that phrase lightly. And I'm really excited to share a bit about Bruno's teachings because he basically taught the teachings of Christ without religion. The ultimate thing that he taught was how to be connected to God and how to follow God. Not to follow a religion, a book, an organization, a preacher, a teacher, but how to be guided by God. As in his own words, how to be an instrument of God, a servant of God. And might talk a little bit about A Course in Miracles here and there. It's something I've studied a lot of. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Many people who are interested in this topic are, so I might touch on it every now and then. But ultimately, the ultimate purpose of this channel is to empower each person, each individual, to have an amazing God-focused life. A God-focused life doesn't mean spending, it doesn't necessitate going to church every day and praying a certain way and studying the Bible, becoming very knowledgeable about the Bible. It can include those things. A God-focused life that I'm going to be sharing about, again, without religion, is about being connected to God moment by moment and inspired action, inspired living. Let's keep in mind that inspiration comes from, has at its root the word spirit, which is really, I'm utterly convinced Jesus didn't come to form a religion. He came to free people from religion. So thank you so much for joining in. Those are a few of the main topics, at least in the relaunch of this channel, that I plan to focus on, and there may be some more coming in. But a warm welcome, and I'm very excited. So that was a lot of talking. So let's just take a moment, maybe a long moment. So the religious idea of God is that I'm here and God is over there, far away. However, it's written that Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within. It's also written, he said, I am in the Father, he is in me, and I am in you. It's also written, they said, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So this supreme reality, which we often call God, according to the written record we have of what Jesus taught, it's closer than close. It's actually within us. Not only within us, but that's part of where it lies. That we're not excluded from it. So let's take a minute, a moment, and open and receive. Just contemplate that idea. As it's written in the Bible, Him, meaning God, in whom we live and move and have our being. That God and the Spirit and the power of God is all around us. And then we can tap into it and tune into it in any moment. And the easiest way to do that is to have the intention to do that, to want to do that. So thank you so much for joining in. Excited for this journey. Big love.